Hi, everyone. I hope I am live. I think I am. It says that I am live, but I guess we will see. I hope everyone's day is going well. I feel like this is only my second live stream, so I feel like I'm still trying to get the hang of everything, but I think I'm doing okay so far. I'll let people come in. Hi. Oh, I'm so awkward on, like, live, especially, like, by myself, but, it's going to be a learning experience. So, I hope you're doing well, Chelsea. I'm thinking we'll get started probably in the next 5 minutes with the first sprint because I'm definitely behind on a lot. I have not really written anything in February, so I want to catch up in March. Mhm. I get it, but gotta start somewhere. Very true. I really need to just, yeah, put myself out there a little bit more. Still getting used to that, but like you said, gotta start somewhere. And doing good. And now as I do some lifing things, yeah, I definitely also need to do that. But I try to do that a lot during work because, well, I guess I shouldn't say that on a live, so they know that they're actually paying me for doing their job. But I'm definitely doing a lot more lifing things at my job when I have more free time because when I get home, I just want to relax. Hello, Read Love Listen. Glad to have you be joining us. Going to get started in like 3 minutes. I'm going to do probably like a 30-minute timer just because I feel like 30 minutes is my sweet spot. So hopefully that works with everybody. What are you guys going to be working on tonight? I know Chelsea said that going to be doing some lifing things, but I'm curious about what other people are going to be working on. Hi, Vina. Nice to see you. Thank you for joining. 30 minutes is cool with me. Cool. Sounds like a plan. I have a timer pulled up and I'm hoping that it shows like the way that it's supposed to be, but definitely going to just have to see if that works out. Gonna read the first sprint. What are you reading? I think we kind of talked about it in a group chat, but I'm not sure if you started that one already. As for me, I'm going to be working on my sci-fi romance. I have been working on this for like the last year or two, and I definitely just want to finish it already. Like I really want to get eyes on it. So and the Melanin said, and I'll be finishing up some Project Necromancer stuff, probably second sprint. Sounds like a plan. Vina says, I'm reading the Kiss Countdown. I have 9 chapters left to finish it. I should be able to tonight. Are you liking it? I don't think I heard of the Kiss Countdown. Or is that the like astronaut like romance or something? I feel like that's what that is, but I could be wrong. Reload Listen says, just getting back in the mix since I haven't written in 2 weeks. So we'll read what I wrote and try to just write and not obsess over how things are going. Yeah, I feel like that's all you can really do because I'm in like the same boat right now. Like I haven't really touched my project in a long time, so I really have to read over what I already have, especially because I'm in revision. So definitely have to do that rereading too. Hi, Morgan. Nice to see you. Miss WC Reader said, yes, it's the one with the astronaut. It's slow burn, but I'm enjoying it. I actually might pick it up then because I was kind of hesitant because it felt like it was leaning more contemporary, and I feel like I'm in such a, like a sci-fi fantasy mood now that like I don't know if I'm gonna like it or not, but I thought it had an interesting premise. I've never seen like an astronaut kind of romance, but yeah, um, I haven't written in days since I was out of town all weekend. Oh, I mean, if you're out of town, I say that's okay to not write because I was out of town last weekend and I didn't write anything either. So I would say that's okay. Is your name Deja Brie? I think it is. Please correct me if I'm wrong though. But you say, hey, I'm doing stuff for dissertation, going to be brain dumping some ideas. Interesting. Good luck with your dissertation, man. Like, that's one reason why I don't want to do like a PhD because I don't want to do a dissertation at all. Hello, Ash. Good evening. Thank you for joining. And for those that don't actually know, March Madness was created by Ash Writes Lots and written in Melanin, which is this channel. Of course, they're all linked down in the description box below. But they definitely had this great idea, and so I'm excited to be participating. Okay, Miss WC Reader said, and then I spent the morning afternoons filming and editing. It sounds like you were very productive, so it makes sense why you're reading to just chill for a little bit. Oh, Deja Brie. Okay, thank you for spelling that out for me. I will remember that. Deja Brie. Oh, and like Khadijah. Okay, I was just watching Living Single too, so I was definitely like kind of getting those vibes, but I didn't know for sure. But let's go ahead and get started. Hello, TEB. Nice of you to join us. We're going to get ready to start our first sprint. It's going to be 30 minutes. Let me share screen. And yes, I will mute myself. Please let me know if you can hear it when I start it. Once I mute myself, I'm still trying to figure out everything. But let's go ahead and get started in 3, 2, 1. All right, everyone. That was the end of the first sprint. How did you guys do? I'm trying to figure out like how to exit out of this full screen. It looks like we had a few people join us. Khadijah said, literally named after Khadijah. I loved Khadijah's character. Honestly, I don't know who from Living Single I actually enjoyed more. I remember I've watched it the first time when I was in college, even though it was like one of the older shows, but I really just vibe with like older like black sitcoms. Like I really just like the feel good vibes that I get from them. So I was definitely binging that when I was watching, or I guess trying to complete my bachelor's degree. So I definitely enjoyed Living Single. I liked Khadijah, Regine, Max, of course, and Sinclair. I feel like Sinclair was a little too kooky for me, but like I still really liked her. Thank you for confirming that you can hear the music. Hey Shay, nice of you to join us. You know, when I posted it, I almost kept saying 6:30 Central Standard Time, but it is definitely Eastern Standard Time. I always get the time zones mixed up. Um, Hello RC Scott, nice of you to join us. Hello SD Huston. Thank you for liking the stream. Just lurking as a recorded podcast episode. Cool. Cool. And the next sprint actually is going to be on SD Houston's channel tomorrow morning at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'm pretty sure I have that link down below as well. Melanin said Maxine was my favorite. Also just got back to my computer. I really liked Maxine as well. I feel like she was like the funniest person out of all of them. Like I wish I had like quick comebacks like she did, because wow, like her and Regine's like back and forth was just so funny. And even like her and Kyle were definitely like comedic gold. So I definitely they really are great characters. Um Morgan Lee said, I only managed to open my document, trying to get in the headspace to write. I definitely get that. I feel like the first 10 minutes, I was the exact same. I posted on my Instagram, because I barely go on there, but I posted on my Instagram that I was live. So I did that. And then I was just like, I don't know. Plus, I feel like it's been a long time since I have watched. Oh, it's been a long time since I have written in my project. So I feel like I'm still trying to get to what I'm trying to get from this first chapter. Plus, I'm rewriting the first chapter because I didn't feel like it was giving me sci-fi vibes, which is some of the feedback that I got from the writer's room when I sent that for feedback. And so I'm definitely rearranging a lot of what I wrote. And so that's pretty much me just drafting it again. Um, I made myself some chai and read a chapter. Cool. I feel like that's like the one tea that I cannot get into. And I don't know if I think it's just like the unique flavor that it is. I'm already not really a big tea drinker, even though I am trying to get more into tea because it's good for you. But yeah, I haven't really been into chai before. Morgan Lee said, now I want to watch Living Single. You definitely should. It is a great show. It's like one of my favorite shows. I'm rewatching it for the third time because it's on Hulu, and I'm just having a great time. Like, just a great time watching all of the characters. A lot of people compare it to Friends, but it was the original Friends before they actually canceled Living Single to make Friends, I guess. Like, I don't know. I don't like that comparison because, I mean, I guess I can't compare them because I've never watched Friends and I've never been interested in it, but Living Single was definitely that show, and it definitely is. Like, a lot of people still talk about it because it was just that impactful of a show, and it was just really nice to see. Deja said, I got done with some dissertation stuff and wrote character ideas for a possible adult fantasy. Will I ever write it? Who knows? I would say write it. Like, definitely write it because we definitely need a lot more adult fantasy. I don't really, not to put down like YA fantasy, but I just feel like that space is just really crowded right now. Not necessarily with like Black authors writing YA fantasy, but I don't know. I lean more towards adult fantasy, just adult speculative work, I would say, just because I guess I'm an adult now, so I want more for my age category. You can't go wrong with the fave character from Living Single. Very true. Very true. I don't know. I remember when I was first watching it, one of my friends, she was just like, "You're like a mix between like Regine and oh my gosh, who's the second person?" I don't want to say that she was like Max, like Regine and Max. I was like, they're so opposite to me that I'm just like, I don't know how I could be a mix between them. I can definitely see like the Regine comparison, but I wouldn't say I was as man crazy as Regine is because that woman was something. But also something that I saw with Living Single, somebody like posted Regine's like outfits were the same outfits that I guess I forget what that woman's name is from The Nanny. I guess like their outfits were the exact same, but Regine was wearing them first, but everybody calls the girl from The Nanny like the fashion icon when really it was Regine's fashion. So I just found that very interesting. Not surprising, but very interesting. Read Love Listen said, I got distracted with online shopping. LOL, read chapter one and want to switch it up. I'm trying to just read. I mean, I say go with like whatever the inspiration is like telling you to do because yeah, I don't know. I'm especially as you're trying to get more into like just getting into the groove of writing again, like I say just write and just do whatever is calling to you. I mean, I know some people can't like revise as they are reading or just trying to get back into the story, but I don't know. It's up to you. Morgan Lee said, "Yeah, I love the show, but I probably should write." Yeah, I you can watch the show later. I mean, if you want it as like a reward for later, I would definitely say do that. Deja said, "I'm definitely a mix of Khadijah and Max." Oh my gosh, that is like so interesting. I don't all of the characters are so unique, but I guess I could see like Max and Khadijah like mixing. What would you say like is your mix between like Khadijah and Max? Like what from each character do you think you have from them? I know like for me, Regine, I don't know. I'm really surprised. Like I guess I could see Regine because I'm not gonna say she's like prissy, but like I feel like she gave me those like bougie girl vibes, and I was like, I can be bougie, but I can also be very chill. So I guess that's where like she got the regime from. But I'm still like a little confused with like the Max. I don't know. I'd be very curious how you like see your mix between those two characters. Written in Melanin said, I never knew that about the outfits. Yeah, I didn't know either. I actually saw it this year. Like people were like comparing the outfits that Regine was wearing. And I think the girl's name was like Fran, I guess, from The Nanny. They were like putting side by side pictures of just like what those outfits were, and they looked exactly the same. So I was just like, not surprised, but definitely, yeah. Hello, Melanin Eclectic. How are you doing? Thank you for joining. Oh, I guess I should we'll start another sprint soon. I'm not sure. I'm thinking we're gonna do another 30 again. I don't know how many sprints we're gonna do tonight, but I don't know. We'll play it by ear. 'Cause I do have other things I need to do, but I really am trying to be better at making time for my writing. So yeah, we'll see how long I go. Deja said, joking, smart mouth, and always hungry, aside from Max. Oh, Max's appetite was crazy. I was just, it was really funny to me. The ambition with business and just being the glue of the group of Khadijah. Ooh, I like that. I really do like that. Oh gosh. It's making me want to watch Living Single now. So, um, yeah. That's the one thing I really admire about Max's character is just her joking and smart mouth, but she was always there for her friends too. So yeah, I really appreciated that about her character. Melanin Eclectic said I needed some productive sprints today. Great. So good. I'm feeling like we all kind of needed it, especially at the start of the month because yeah, the start of last month was terrible. I became a little bit more productive at towards the end, but not even nearly as much as I could. So happy to have you join us. Brenda Melanin said, interesting. I never really watched The Nanny, but it came on before school, so I caught some episodes sometimes. I never understood the humor of it. It reminded me of a watered down sister sister. Yeah, I never really watched The Nanny too. I feel like it was one of those shows that came on late where I am. I'm not sure. I remember catching like what is it? The intro song or something, but I would never actually watch it. I just know of the character because a lot of people were talking about her fashion. So, yeah, I'm not a big fan of the nanny. I don't know much about it. I guess she was a nanny. I don't know. Miss WOC Reader said, at Read Love Listen, online shopping distracts me. LOL. I am actually not a big online shopper, which I feel like I browse a lot, but I don't actually do a lot of online shopping. So I guess that's a good thing, especially because there's a few things that I would definitely buy, but I don't know. I just get very distracted by other things. So I don't know. Ash says, well, her outfits were from Regine Regine and Living Single. Yes, that is definitely what we were talking about because yeah, her I wish people knew that a little bit more, so I'm glad somebody did the comparisons because yeah. Yeah, it is. My kids keep growing and then I'd be seeing random sales, bought another parka. I didn't even know people actually wear parkas. Yeah, I don't think I've ever worn a parka, but I mean, it's understandable if you're buying a lot of things for your kids because kids grow very fast. So it makes sense why you're always shopping. Tremaine Vin OM. Hello. Thank you for joining us. They say this is so perfect. Glad I found this. Need to get back into the groove. Thanks and hey everybody. Glad to have you join us. Spell check. Yes. I wear parkas. It's cold here. So is a parka let me Google a parka really quick because I mean, I guess. Yeah. I feel like it doesn't fit me as what. So I don't know. I mean, I wear a winter coat. We don't call it a parka, I guess. I don't know. um Yeah, a rich dude hires a live-in nanny, but she falls for the dude, and his kids want him to marry her instead of the woman he's engaged to. It was just mid from what I remember. Was this a kids show? I wasn't that on Nickelodeon or something? That doesn't sound like it would be a kids show, which I guess is why it was on so late, but I don't know. Wow. But that's a premise. It definitely is. Melanin eclectic. I'm too soft to rock a parka. True. I mean, but with the weather that you guys had that one year, you never know. Maybe you should get one. Read Listen says, I got a soft shell parka, so it's lightweight, and I love buying jackets more than clothes for myself. That's fascinating. You like buying jackets? But then what will you wear like the jackets with? Like you have to buy something with the jackets. So um I love The Nanny. It's a silly show. Oh, like The Nanny reminds me of what was that one? It had like the gay guys. They were the gay white guys. I don't remember. Oh my gosh. I know they had the family, but one of the guys they had I don't know, but it just reminds me of that show. I don't know what that show was called, but Miss WS Reader said, I don't remember Maxwell being engaged to someone else. Is Maxwell the guy? Maybe? Probably. I'm thinking that's what the guy's name is. Um, Girl, I have no idea who the target audience was. It wasn't me. LOL. Yeah, it definitely wasn't me either because I would always switch channel as soon as I saw it. I think I would go to like Cartoon Network or something. Like, no, I don't even remember. Yeah, I don't remember ever watching it. So, Miss W. Reader said the nanny was a really loud, tacky white woman who was a hot mess but still managed to keep a job because her boss and the kids liked her. Well, I definitely have thoughts on that. I probably shouldn't say them out loud, so I will just move on to the next comment. We Loves Us Listen says, I have a fur, feather, and all type of soft shells. Hello, I like athleisure jackets. I wear them with anything. Interesting. I never knew this about you. Interesting. Like so many jackets. I swear I have like one or two jackets and maybe one cardigan, and I'm like, I call it a day. I prefer more sweaters or dresses, I would say, but I don't know. Written Melanin says at Miss WSU Reader, the woman who was always mean to Fran. I think she worked with him in the earlier seasons. Interesting. That's interesting. They had the woman. Okay. Okay. It's definitely a product of its time, I would say. No, they weren't engaged. She was just obsessed with him. So it sounds like everything surrounding this guy named Maxwell. So, like I said, a product of its time. Although there's definitely still people that write stuff like that nowadays. But don't get me lying, I only caught glimpses of it. I don't even remember his name. I mean, yeah. Like she thought eventually he would just fall for her because they were business partners, and then Fran comes in and ruins her chances. Okay. It sounds messy, but not the kind of mess that I would actually want to read. Like, I don't care enough about these people to actually read it. I prefer other kinds of mess, I would say. And this just seems like a PG version of mess that I would enjoy. So, yeah. But on that note, I think we should start another sprint. I don't know how long we've been talking, but I feel like we've been talking for a while. So let's go ahead and get started with this next one. Okay. And we'll get started in 3, 2, 1, go. All right, everyone. That was the end of the second sprint. How did you do? I feel like I did okay. Um, I don't know. I'm feeling like I'm still trying to figure out my story and just like what I want it to be. I think I figured out that like the place that I'm starting is definitely not where the first chapter is going to start. But I feel like I always have to like just like meander through it first before I figure out like where the story is actually going to start. And I feel like I got to that point where I think the story is going to start. At least for now, that's where it is. So, yeah, I'm not sure. Yeah, I'm not sure. It's going very slow as I'm trying to figure out this chapter. So, yes. Let's see. Mm, I think this is where we left off. Um, Still talking about the nanny, saying like she thought eventually he would just fall for her because they were business partners. Oh, I remember us going through that. The way he hated Andrew Lloyd Webber used to crack me up. So since you guys actually watched the show, Fran was a gaudy makeup saleswoman who lost her job and became a nanny. Eventually, Mr. Sheffield fell for her after his kids. She was super tacky but fun. I mean, I'm glad you guys liked it, it sounds like. I don't know, probably still won't watch it. It's not one of those shows that I would probably want to pick up now. Um, Excuse me. Written in Melanin said, I finished chapter 10. Yay! We're trying to get a few ideas down for the next one before calling it a night. Yeah, I feel like I'm going to be almost done for the night too. I'm thinking maybe one more sprint because I'm starting to get hungry and I have to figure out what I want to eat. And also, I feel like I've gotten like 1,000 words right now. I kind of wanted to finish this chapter, but I think I actually need to eat something first and then maybe I'll continue. I'm not sure yet. We'll just see how it goes. Miss WC Reader said, I actually did get some words written, just forgot to check my starting count. Oh, well, good for you for getting some words written. That is always great. I feel like I'm being bad at tracking my starting count too, because I had to figure it out before I even like came back because I didn't know. I don't think I updated you guys after the first sprint. But I think so far I have like 1,090 words. I'm not sure. But yeah, I think a lot of that is going to be cut because I definitely meandered, like I said, and it needs to be cut down a lot. So I don't know. We will see. We will see. What are you guys like? Are you having any struggles with your writing? If you're writing or anything creative that you're struggling with, I would say, because I know not everybody in here is a writer, I would say. I think there was like 1% or so. But yeah, I don't know. I think for me, I haven't done revisions in so long. Like the last time I did revisions, I want to say it was in 2021 maybe. I'm not even sure. It was on a project that I was working on for like years at this point and even like the revisions, I feel like it wasn't like strong. And so I'm feeling like I'm still relearning how to revise a project. And I feel like I've been revising chapter 1 for the longest, but like the beginning part is most the beginning part is what I struggle with most because I don't like beginnings. Definitely. Like I don't like reading them, like especially because it's like a lot of setup most of the time, especially in fantasy. And I don't usually like doing that. And then yeah, I don't like beginnings. I don't like writing them. I don't like reading them. So I definitely struggle with that. Written in Melanin said, my current struggle is just getting my brain to stay focused on what needs to be done. Yeah, that can definitely be a struggle. I know. Yeah, that could definitely be a struggle. And I wish I had tips, but I definitely don't. Because even Like, when I was doing my sprints, I kept getting distracted by my phone and all this other stuff, and I could put on do not disturb and all of that, which I did, but yeah, keep getting distracted. And I think also, like, my distractions, because I start thinking ahead with like plot things. So like I'll make like comments here and there, but then I'm like, oh, like I have to go back and like see, like, did I do that in like this chapter, or am I gonna do that in the next chapter? So yeah, I definitely get distracted a lot when it comes to writing. A WOC reader said, I'm in the middle of the story, which is the hardest part for me to write. I've been skipping around and wrote the ending chapter and any chapters that immediately come to me. Yeah, I would say the ending, not the ending, the middle is also super hard because I think, especially the last few years, I think people have been really like putting a name to like the sagging middle. I guess not the last few years because that's been around for a long time, but I feel like, yeah, the middle is definitely hard to write. And I think one of the things for me about the middle is that, okay, disclaimer, I'm not a big fan of Save the Cat. Like, I don't like it at all. And you could tell when a lot of stories really follow Save the Cat because they feel so formulaic. But one of the things I really don't like about Save the Cat is that, like, I feel like it doesn't really, like, not go into depth about that second half of what's supposed to happen after the midpoint, but I don't know. I'm just not, it doesn't feel like the kind of stories that I would like. And so I know when it comes to me in the middle, like I'm still trying to figure out just what makes the middle, like the progression of a story after the midpoint is what I'm trying to figure out. Yeah. I I'm still trying to figure that out in terms of plot structure. I don't usually like plot structures at all, which is probably why I feel like my pacing can be a little bit off and I'm trying to work on that. But yeah, I'm not a big fan of Save the Cat. Um Read Love Lives Inside, I ended up writing a scene in my notes of my character reminiscing and trying to figure out where it'll fit, maybe a prologue. Yeah, I mean, you said in my notes of my character reminiscing, trying to figure out where it'll fit. I mean, I haven't read it, so of course, like you definitely know the best. And I feel like a lot of those decisions, like you kind of get a feel for it after you start reading into it. I guess you are reading right now, but like as you get more feedback, I feel like that'll help like figure out if it's the right place or not. Yeah. So you definitely got this. I'm not a fan of Save the Cat either. Yeah, I'm still trying to find like my favorite craft book. I still have to finish How We Do It, but I feel like that one is like one of the most unique ones that I've read so far. I just feel like the advice wasn't as standard as a lot of other ones that I've read. Um, I do like the KM Whelan one, although I never read like the book. It's just like a blog post that she has, and it has like all of these, like it ties like plot structure with the like characters. And I'm a character driven reader, and so I feel like that is really why I like it a lot. I feel like a lot of the other plot structure books are really focused on like the actual plot, which is great. But as a character driven reader, sometimes I really just want to know how this is going to impact the character. And I feel like that one does it great. Rita Lesson says, trying to do save the cat method had me in a writing slump. My brain can't comprehend how to write a story that way. Yeah. And like, I think another thing with it is that Save the Cat was originally for like screenplays, I'm pretty sure. Like, wasn't it like for films and stuff? And I felt like it just started that trend of people trying to write for screens or films and TV shows instead of like an actual good novel. And it's really just started to dim my enjoyment of a lot of them. Like, I don't know, a lot of people really like Children of Blood and Bone, which is not a bad book at all, but um Children of Blood and Bone was like, I just feel like it was very, I don't wanna say generic, but, like, it just felt generic, and I say that not as like, when it was published, like, I was in the target demographic. So I feel like when I was reading it, like, I wasn't as in love with it as a lot of other people. Like, I don't think it's, like, anything mind blowing or anything like that. And I feel like it really started that trend of save the cat or whatever, or maybe something else did. I don't know. I just remember that one explicitly like feeling like they followed the save the cat method. And yeah, I also cannot follow the save the cat method because it does feel way too formulaic that it like dims my creativity, I would say. So I can see why it would put you in a writing slump. Um, And so basically, reader said somehow a lot of folks follow Save the Cat, but still have boring, fun and game section of their book. Yeah, and okay, written Melanin inside, fun and game describes what the fun and games is. Fun and games in a lot of ways can be the hardest part of the book to write because they aren't necessarily moving towards the plot. It's about development and not everyone is great at that. Yeah, like I don't know. The fun and games part, okay, this is coming from someone that hasn't really read the book because I wasn't interested in the plot, but I read like a lot of articles to figure out like what it even is. And yeah, the fun and games part is what always loses me in a lot of these authors' works because they don't develop anything. Like, I don't know. And then like sometimes they can make it like be very back and forth and that can be very annoying. And then there's that other part. There's like one part in the Save the Cats where it's like you put them in a situation that was like very similar to how it was in the fun and games part, but like how the character reacts to it is different. And I see like why people would do that, but I don't know if I want to see like the exact thing in the second half after the midpoint. Like I don't think that really vibes with me. So Miss WC Reader said yes, it was for film, and then some lady badly adapted it for novels. Yeah, and I just don't understand. Like, I really want to know, like, how did this trend even start for Save the Cat? Like, who really made it popular? Was it really Tomi Adeyemi? Because I feel like I remember her talking about it a little bit, but yeah, I'm definitely not a fan of Save the Cat. What I really wanna try, which, we talked about it a little bit on Ash Writes Lots channel on was that last Thursday, I wanna say? But I really wanna try the snowflake method, but I really have to figure out, like, what it actually is. I remember I briefly, like, skimmed it, but for the story that I was writing, it wasn't like, it didn't fit what I was trying to do, and my brain wasn't comprehending it. So I do wanna try it for something else because I feel like it could work for another project I'm thinking of, but I'm not sure. Written in Melanin said, it's supposed to show who the characters are so the reader can see the development as the story goes along. At least that's how I understood. I don't like Save the Cat either. Yeah. I mean, if that's how it's supposed to be, then that's great. I think, I don't know. Maybe it's just the way that people are using it that I just don't like how people use Save the Cat. But yeah, it's not for me either. Miss WC Reader said, I've also noticed a lot of books meander in the middle and then speed up in the last 25%, trying to squeeze everything in. Why didn't they add the development before the 75% mark? Yes, because okay, there's like this one. I mean, this is kind of like the opposite. This book that I'm reading right now, Womb City. I just feel like the first like 25% was so slow. And I'm just trying to figure out like why it was building up to this point. And now I'm like, it got to like the 30% mark, and now I'm like 50% in. Within that 20%, like a lot has happened. And I'm just trying to figure out like what like happened. Like this is like the next after the 25% where it was like super slow and just building up this character and this world, they actually went into what this book is supposed to be, which is supposed to be more of like I don't want to say it's a thriller, but it's feeling more like a thriller because it has like a ghost that is making this woman like do something for her. And I was like, that was in the description. But why are we like getting to like the 35% mark before any of this happens? And now we're 50% in, and this is when the ghost is actually telling her what they want to do. So now I'm just like, the pacing is all off in this. Like it's all off. And I just yeah, I don't know. Yeah, so your comment, like, they are doing, like, the exact opposite. Like, they tried to develop a lot, and then they didn't really develop the right things, I would say. I don't know. This book, it is something else. Read Love Listen says, "I hate when books get good at 75 to 85% or when the climax wait, I hate when books get good at 75 to 80% or when the climax is like lackluster." Yeah, that is so true because I feel like that's how the final strife would have been for me. Like at 75, 80%, I feel like it would have been like the kind of book that I would enjoy. But I don't want to read that much just for like the next book to get into the parts that I really want to enjoy. I mean, the final strife is fine, I guess. Like a lot of people love it, but it didn't have like the things that really like call me to fantasy. So I was just not going to read it. And then yeah, when the climax is lackluster, like that is very, very disappointing. Very. Um Avina says, I heard it gets good in the last 90%. Well, like, why the last 90%? Like, that means 90% of it. Wait, no, no, wait. Wait. I'm assuming hold on. I'm assuming you mean I heard it gets good in the last 90%. So like the first 10% wasn't good, or like I feel like I know what you mean. And if you're going by like what I think you mean, and that like it doesn't get good until the last night. Okay, yeah. You said after the 90% mark. Okay, cool. That's what I was thinking you were saying. But I'm just like at that point, like the book wasn't good if it was only good after 90%. Like way no, that's like way too much. And that book was like pretty big too. I'm pretty sure that was over what? That was over 500 pages, I'm pretty sure. But yeah, I don't know. This other book that I'm reading, I feel like it could have been like so great. It was almost going to be a 5-star, but, like, now that I'm, like, 30% in, this story could be cut down so much, like, so much, and the book I'm talking about is Kimani Legacy. I really enjoy the author's writing, and I really enjoy the world, like, it's definitely, Nigerian inspired, I'm pretty sure, and a lot of the stuff could be cut. Like, it's just way too many words, and half of these words don't even need to be in it, but I'm enjoying the characters, but I'm just like, "Where's the plot?" Like, I feel like it just keeps getting lost in the book, but I don't know, I'm still gonna finish it just because I'm very curious for one perspective. The other ones I don't really care about. Actually, no, there's 2 perspectives I'm really curious about. One of them was struggling for a minute, but I'm still gonna finish just as well, at least I'm gonna get as far as I can before I don't wanna finish it, so we'll see. Read the lesson said, "What's the point of reading a book for watching a movie that doesn't get good until the third quarter or halfway through. So many people recommend books and say just stay with it. It gets better." Yeah, or they'll say like there's that one popular series, Wheel of Time. Like everybody was like, "Oh, you have to read the first 4 books before it gets good." The first 4 books, those books are over 500 pages. Why do you have to read 4 books until the series gets good? And I'm pretty sure that book is like the series is like 10 books, 10 to 12 books. Like, there's no way I'm about to read that many books for the series to get good. There's too little time in the world to really be reading books that don't get good until the 5th book, or even just in like one within one book. That's I feel like that's why I've been DNFing a lot more just because I just don't have the time. Like, I don't want to waste my time on reading books I don't enjoy, and I'm a picky reader, and I'm really starting to really embrace that because there's a lot of things that I'm just not gonna enjoy that a lot of other people will enjoy. So, I'm just gonna embrace it because yeah. Reload Listen says, "I need it to be good within 35% or less." Exactly. I will say I've DNF'd a book at 1%. So, I mean, yeah, I just knew the writing wasn't gonna be good for me. So, yeah, but usually I try to give it to at least 30%. Yeah, I'll try to give it till 30%. Miss WC Reader says, I ain't reading a book for the next one to be the good one. Yeah. I was like, me either. I mean, there has to be like an element of it that really like intrigues me. Like, I'm trying to think of an example. I already don't really read series like that, but like, I don't know. I can't even think of an example right now of a book that like I didn't enjoy the first one and then I continued the second one. No, because I didn't even read that one. I don't know. I feel like I'm already very picky with series that I don't I'm not about to waste my time like that. Read Low Listen says, nah, they're tripping. Read 4 books. Yeah. But I feel like they give I will say I was gonna say something very unfiltered, but I mean, it's not that unfiltered, but anyway, I was gonna say that they give these white authors all of the chances in the world for the book to be good, and then yeah, but as soon as one by BIPOC author comes, specifically a Black person, it's definitely like way more harsh. Um, Jesse on YouTube actually just did like a what is it? A video about like problematic like authors and one of the top ones was like Evan Winters for like the sexism and Rage of Dragons and stuff. Like people called him out a lot more and then I think there was like an Asian lady that they called out more. Hanya, the one who wrote A Little Life. People were calling them a lot more because I was just like I don't know, it was crazy to me and they actually pointed out that of course, like one of the top 2 out of 3 were people of color because they rate them like harsher or hold them to a higher standard. And I was just like, yeah, I mean, yeah, which is crazy to me because I'm just like, Evan Winter didn't do anything that George R. Martin didn't do, which is like, it's crazy to me that people are holding Evan Winter to a higher standard. Reload Lesson said, this is crazy because it's one thing if a book is just okay. I may give the book a try if the writing is good, but to say read 4 books is bananas. That only works for the white authors. Exactly. Exactly. Because I feel like there's like a few series that people are just like giving grace to those authors. I had to stop following a few popular like fantasy booktubers because I'm just like, you're hyping out all of these like average authors that were not like they're not that good. So I don't understand. I don't know. And then like they would just rate a lot of books by people of color, which honestly they already don't read a lot by Black people. So the very few that they actually read, they weren't like rating them very well because they were holding them to a higher standard. And I just couldn't vibe with that. So I had to start unsubscribing from a lot of people. Miss WOC Reader says, I don't like the idea of calling authors problematic because they wrote one thing you don't like either. Very true. Because it's like even the things that those two, or at least from the video that I remember from Jesse on YouTube, like the things that were written in the book, that wouldn't be problematic. I mean, it's problematic, like the content, I guess, but like I wouldn't say the authors are problematic. Like it's just the content that they wrote, but that's not even necessarily like them. I don't know. It's a very interesting dynamic that makes me very tired of the book community sometimes. So, hi, Chilanda. Nice of you to join us. We're actually going to do our last sprint in the next probably 1 minute because I feel like we've been talking for a while and I definitely want to be productive. But thank you for joining us. Read the Listen says, I agree because everyone had different life experiences. I don't think everything is problematic. Some folks just get offended and sensitive about stuff that isn't all that bad. Yeah, very true. And I don't want to say that like just because like white authors can do it, like people of color authors can do it too. But like, I don't know. Like, yeah, I don't know. I'll just leave it at that because I just get very annoyed with the community sometimes on just like the double standards. And like it happens in the real world. So like I'm not surprised at all. But I don't know. It's just very annoying. Library Without Borders says, of course, I am also working. That's why I couldn't join earlier. I will do the last sprint with y'all. Oh, no problem. I'm happy to see you. Okay, but speaking of this last sprint, let's do our last 30 and we'll make this one of our most productive ones. Okay. Let me see. Okay. We will get started in 3, 2, 1. All right, that was the end of our last sprint. We are going to wrap it up here. How did everybody do? I'm trying to, yeah, sometimes I just don't understand how Apple products work. Like, I'm still trying to figure it out, even though I've had this laptop for like, I don't know how many years at this point. I want to say maybe 3, 4 years now. I really only use it for like video editing and writing. That's the only thing I use it for. But it looks like I'm ending the night with how many words? Maybe. Pages, pages. It just never ends. Oh, okay, here we go. It looks like I'm ending this sprint or the stream with 1,700 words and 1,794 words. So I feel pretty good about that, considering I haven't written anything since, I don't know, that last few days of February. I don't even remember. But let's see. I forgot where I left off. I think here. Melanin Eclectic said, I look forward to reading all these books. LOL, just an FYI. I'll happily pimp myself to be a part of your promo boxes too. Oh, of course. Thank you. It's always like weird for me to like just imagine like my books out there, which I know is like my end goal, but like I don't know. Like I just get so awkward. I feel like I'm just like an awkward person in general, especially when like eyes are actually on me. But like, yeah, promotion will definitely be a new part of that. So of course, and for anybody that doesn't know, Melanin Eclectic is actually a brand. So it's hosted by Brittany or owned by Brittany. Let me see if I can get a link. Melanin Eclectic. I definitely have shopped there. I have used I'm terrible at using stickers, but I definitely use Melanin Eclectic stickers. I'm still trying to use them up. I think I just posted the link. I don't know if you can click it, but I hope you can. But yeah, so definitely check a Brittany out. Library Without Borders says, I got some reading done, took a call as well. You know, I also took a call. My husband called me just to see if I was done, and I wasn't done yet. So, yeah. What are you reading now? Because I know you're always reading something. Melanin Eclectic said, oh, you didn't have to shout me out. I appreciate you. Of course, of course. Definitely like shouting out brands. Also, we had a showing in our apartment, and one of the people coming in, I have one of the art prints that you sent me. Let me just grab it really quick. So this art print is on can you even see it? It's kind of blurry. This art print is on my bookshelf because it was sent with my order as like the card and I'm just displaying it. And the people were just like, "Oh, I really like your Loki art print." I was like, "Well, did you have it like commissioned? Did you draw it?" And I was just like, "No, I actually like had it sent to me." Um, yeah, so they really liked it too. So for anybody that doesn't know, this is one of the art prints. I don't think you can buy this one, but yeah, this is Loki, and Loki's like the best. I like Loki. Read, love, listen said, I started eating. What are you eating? I was trying to figure out what I'm gonna eat for dinner because, man, I'm super hungry. And usually I eat like earlier than this, but I started this live stream. I got home from work and I pretty much just started um sorry, my brain just went like blank. But I got home from work and I pretty much just started prepping for this live stream. So I haven't really eaten anything yet, but that is definitely what I am about to go do. Um, Library at the Border says The Secret Diaries of Charles Ignatius Sancho. You reading anything apart from writing? Yes. The Secret Diary. I feel like I saw that in your TBR. I feel like I did, but maybe I didn't. Um, Me reading anything, I'm listening to Womb City, which I'm having mixed feelings about it. So I don't know. Excuse me. Like I feel like I like it, but like I don't know. It's having pacing issues for me, and I'm trying to figure out what it even is. And like the description said it was genre bending. So I guess it is because it's feeling more like a thriller right now, but in the beginning it was feeling way more speculative and just introducing you to the world and these characters. So yeah, I don't know how I'm gonna feel about it. So yeah. But that's only one of the things I'm listening to. I started reading Faybound today, or I guess last night. Also having mixed thoughts about that one. I feel like it's just, like, the author's writing. Um, it's not a terrible one, but it's also I feel like I don't know how I'm gonna feel about Fate/bound. I'll just leave it at that for now because 'cause I'm still in the very early stages of it, so we'll see. Oh, I love that. Yeah, they definitely enjoyed it. I have a few art prints. I wanna get more on my bookshelf, but I also need to get new bookshelves. So I'm trying to wait until, like, I get more settled to actually start, like, decorating my bookshelf and stuff. So, now I'm afraid Disney coming for me, so it's only a freebie. Completely understandable, completely understandable. Um, Reba Listen is just eating roasted turkey, pita bread sandwich, and a bagel. Huh. I don't think I've ever had that. A roasted turkey pita bread sandwich and a bagel. I had a bagel for breakfast and it was pretty good. I don't really I don't know, sometimes I really like skip breakfast. I'm trying to find healthier options for breakfast because yeah, it can be very unhealthy, I would say, for, like, all, like, the carbs. Plus, I try to do something, like, super quick. I'm trying to find a good overnight oats recipe. I tried one recipe, I made it, like, really good, like, me and my husband both liked it, and then I don't know what I did wrong, and the next time I made it, it was terrible. So, I don't know. It probably depends on my mood because I think, like most things, I'm a very mood-driven person, and if I don't feel like cooking, you could tell through the cooking that it doesn't like that I didn't feel like cooking. So, Melanin Eclectic saying, "Hey to read, love, listen." Miss WC Reader got some words in. Great. Read Love Listen said I started that one too, but I don't know if I like it. I'm assuming you're meaning Faybound, I think, maybe. Yeah, Faybound, if you are talking about Faybound, I'm thinking or maybe you're talking about Womb City because I just saw a comment later on. I don't know, we'll see. Womb City is on my radar. Yeah, it's not one that I would recommend to a lot of people. And I'm not really sure how you'll like it, Vina, because it does have like a lot of tech, like I don't know, like they have an implant at the base of their head. The women do, and it kinda, like, goes into detail about that, just, like, a lot of world building things, and I'm listening to it on audiobook. I had to slow it down because I was getting really confused on what was even going on, but, yeah, it's not gonna be for everybody. I already know that, and I'm just not sure if it's gonna be for me either, so hello, asteroid r I'm thinking Re or Rye. Thank you for joining. Saying hey. We are actually going to be wrapping up. That was our last sprint, but we do have another sprint happening tomorrow. I'm gonna get this. Hold on. I think it's 11 Eastern Standard Time on SD Huston's channel. I have all of the links down below in the description box for the March Madness writing or productivity sprints. I will be here every Monday in March. I'm pretty sure, yeah, every Monday in March at 6:30 Eastern Standard Time. So yeah, I have Faithbound and I want to read it this month too. Yeah, well, it's technically due at the library, so I'm trying to read it like super fast, like return it so the next person who actually really wants to read it can read it. But yeah, I don't know. I wasn't into the final strive, and I feel like that one just took way too long to like really get started. And Faybound, it's definitely shorter, and I feel like things are happening at a faster pace. I just don't like how Sarah Ella Reefy really like world builds. It just feels like sometimes it's just like information put there just to be put there. I feel like it's cool with like the elves, the fae, and humans, but I haven't seen humans or fae yet. Like, I don't know. It's something. I feel like I'm too early to really have a strong opinion on it. I like it more than the final strife, but I'm not loving it. Read Love Listen said, I had to stop Fatebound because I had the audio from Libby, but I don't like that narrator. Waiting until my book hold is available. Yeah, I think I haven't tried the audio, but I am reading it physically and like, yeah, it's fine. So yeah, it's fine. Oh, Womb City, another YouTuber, Kayla, I believe, spoke about that and didn't like it. Well, I know you'll be an episode. I don't know. I'm 50% into it so far. So I feel like I need to finish it. And I feel like it was I don't know, because I feel like the first, like, 25-30%, it was really just capture me in with, like, this relationship between this woman and her husband, and really speculating on, like, just what it would be like to be a woman in this society that has this, like, implant at the back of her head where your consciousness is really, like, being put into different people's bodies that committed a crime before, and so now they're always being watched to see if they're gonna commit a crime even though it wasn't the crime that they committed. So it's like it's very like interesting in that aspect. And then like out of nowhere, even though it's in the description, I felt like it was out of nowhere. Like something happens and then this ghost happens and now it's like a thriller to try to figure out what's going on before this ghost like kills all her family. And I'm just like, what is going on? What? I was like, it was so slow at first, and now I'm just like, what? I don't know. I haven't been called to pick it back up, but yeah, it is something else. Reba Lipson was gonna do the audio, then I saw her as the narrator. I don't know who her is, but I'm assuming it's a person we don't like as a narrator. So yeah. um Melanin Collector said, okay, I won't be doing the audio for Faybound, LOL. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like sometimes audiobooks can be good and sometimes they can't be like they're not that good. So um you were talking about Womb City. Okay. Yeah, that one I honestly think more people are not gonna like it more than people who do like it. I think I only saw one person, maybe two people like it. And I feel like I'm leaning towards the not liking it only because just like how jarring, like, the first 30% was to, like, the second, like, 30 well, I guess I'm not 30%, the next 20 or so percent of it was just not it didn't feel like a cohesive story, and I know somebody said that the author wrote a short story that was in Africa Risen, and I actually DNF'd Africa Risen, but that's not because, like, the stories weren't good, but none of them were really calling to me, and I feel like maybe it's just because I wasn't in a sci-fi mood, and most of the stories I started at the beginning, they weren't really calling to me. There was only, like, 1 or 2 that I actually really enjoyed. So, yeah, I think the author can write, but, like, the storytelling of, like, the structure of the story, I guess, is not working for me. Oh, Asteroid Re. Okay, cool. It is nice to meet you. But I'm going to call it a night here. Like I said, SD Houston will be hosting sprints tomorrow morning at the time zones really mess me up. I'm pretty sure 11 Eastern Standard Time. I'm pretty sure that's what it is, but it will adjust, like, in the playlist down below, and the link to the video is down below, but it will adjust based off of your time zone. So, yeah, I thank all of you for joining me tonight. It was definitely great. Um, I can't wait to do this again. Hopefully I'll be less awkward next time, but yeah, it was a great speaking with you guys and being productive. Thanks for joining. It was fun. Until next time, D. Yes, until next time. All right. Good night or good morning, wherever you are. But goodbye, everyone. I'm going to call it a night here. Bye.